Good morning, students. Today in our history class, we shall be continuing with what we have been with what we had studied in the previous classes, which were held on June. In the last class, we had stopped on Reformation. We had studied about the Reformation, which was mainly related to church and religion. And today we shall be looking into another topic called voyages and discoveries. Voyages means marine journey, discoveries to discover something new. And here it says Renaissance. The Renaissance means new birth or renewal of things, of the new learning. Renaissance or the new learning. Renaissance, because of Renaissance and the spirit of new learning, people had developed interest to know or to discover new places or explore new parts of the world which had not been explored or discovered earlier. And in doing so, in 15th and 16th centuries, Prince Henry of Portugal encouraged exploration work by making maps. So, in doing so, in that cause, in 15th and 16th century, a prince named Henry, he was a prince of Portugal, he encouraged the people to do exploration of new parts of the world. And in doing so, what he did, he prepared maps so it would become easier for the people to discover new places. And because of his encouragement, when he was encouraging the people, and because of his encouragement, one of the sailors named Bartholomew Diaz, he was from Portugal, and what he did, he started his journey, and finally he reached on southernmost part of Africa in 1486 AD. And when he reached there, what he did, he renamed him. We do not know what was the earlier name of that place, but when he reached there, he named it as Cape of Good Hope. So he was the first one who started the voyage of discoveries with the help of the map discovered by Prince Henry of Portugal. And after him, there were other sailors who did the work of exploration of new parts of the world and voyages and discoveries. And among them, prominent was Columbus, Vasco da Gama and Magellan. So first of all, we will be looking into the contribution made by Columbus in terms of voyages and discoveries. So who was Columbus? He was an Italian sailor. So he was a citizen of Italy. In his bid to discover the sea route to India. So he was asked to discover new route to India, because the earlier new route to India or Asia, because the earlier route was abandoned when Turks captured the city of Constantinople, not Naples. What they did, they abandoned all the sea routes that connected the European to eastern part of the world. So all those routes were abandoned, and because of that, what happened, the Europeans were forced to find new route. And in doing so, Columbus, he was asked to discover a route, and instead of doing so, though he was asked to discover a new route to eastern part of the world, and when he started journey, at the end of his journey, what he realized, that instead of finding a new route to east part of India or Asia, he had discovered America or a new world, and that happened in 1492 AD. And how did it happen? He started his journey on August 3, 1492 AD. He started journey in 1492 AD to find a new route to east under the patronage of Queen of Spain with 3 small ships and 88 men on board. So he started his journey, and he was given funding by Queen of Spain, and when he started a journey, he had 3 ships and 88 men boarded along with him. And that he started his journey in 1492 AD. He believed that Paternus, eastern source of Asia, lay across the Atlantic. It was his belief, Paternus, eastern source, means for which he was given money, or the way or the work for which he was given money, that work or that route lay across the Atlantic region of the world. Means the route for which he was asked to discover, according to him, lay across the Atlantic region of the world. So he started journey towards the Atlantic region of the world, and finally he landed on an island on October 12, 1492 AD. So he landed on an island, and that happened in October 12, 1492 AD. And he named it as the East Indies and called the native as Indians. So when he reached there, he called that land as East Indies, and the people who were living there, he named them as Indian. But later on, to his surprise, later on he learned that it was not the route for which he was asked to discover, or for which he was given money, or the work he was entrusted to do. And later on he learned that in his work to discover a new route, he had discovered a new world. And after doing so, he returned home. Then again he made a three trips to this new world America, which he had discovered. And because of his 3 trips, he explored new places. You get to learn about what was the culture and all things, what were the rich and what were the riches and all those things, what were the spices, all those things he get to learn. And after that, what he did, because of his 3 tips, what happened? European, now they got access to the new world, and it paved way for the European to come to northern and southern parts of America and to do colonization and explore it. Colonization means to come and settle down. So this is how America was discovered. It was discovered in October 12, 1492 AD, and the person who discovered it was known as Columbus. So this was a story, this was the incident that took place. And this is how America was discovered. Vasco da Gama, another in the list of sailors, another one was Vasco da Gama. He was a Portuguese sailor. Another Portuguese sailor who discovered the sea route to India. He discovered a sea route to India by circling around the Cape of Good Hope and reached Calicut in 1498 AD. So he discovered a route to India, and how he discovered? He circled, means he did a round trip, the Cape of Good Hope, around the Cape of Good Hope, and finally he reached Calicut, a place in Goa, in 1492 AD. So finally he reached there. So this is how a Portuguese sailor came to India. So with this I would close here. In the next class we shall be looking into the further part of the contribution that Vasco da Gama made in terms of voyages and discoveries, and how the and in the list of other sailors we have another name is Magellan. What was his contribution in terms of voyages and discoveries? All those things we shall be studying. And for assignment, I would ask you to answer 2 simple questions. Who was Columbus and how he discovered America? And what he was asked to discover? All those things, or these are the 3 questions that you have to answer. This is your assignments. With this, I would close. Bye bye. Have a good time.